previous video, we understand that what is customer segmentation, and we understand what is the problem statement and what we need to do and what are the things we need to apply. And for downloading this particular data set, which I have also shown you in the previous video, that this is the complete data set having the columns respectively and their entries which are there, and you can download it from Kaggle also. There a CSV file is there, ccgeneral.csv. I have downloaded that also, and the link is also given here in the description. And then I have uploaded it in the current session of Colab for this notebook. Next, what we have done is imported several libraries in the dataset which are there. So firstly, I have imported pandas as PDs, NumPy as NP, Seaborn as SNS. Seaborn we are using along with Matplotlib to plot several graphs which are there. From sklearn pre-processing, we have imported Sanded, Scalar and Normalize. This we will see later on. Just think that this is just a library which we have imported now. When we will discuss about pre-processing and the code, then we will see the use of it. And similarly, from sklearn we have imported the k-means also, because by far all we are operating on clustering, and for that we use k-means because it is the most simplest algorithm of unsupervised machine learning. And then from sklearn decomposition, we have also imported PCA. Now PCA, also the role of PCA we will see while we are implementing it. Next, what I have done is, now you have to include the link of the CSV file which is there. So you have to copy the path from here after you upload the file, and then you have to paste it here. And then simply we are using the pd.read CSV file which we use to read the CSV file and stored it in credit card DF. And this is how we can read this particular file, and this is the explanation of some columns which are there. But before that, I would just like to display you the data set here also. So when I display it, you can see here that there are 8950 rows and 18 columns. So we can say there are 18 features which are there, and those are customer ID, balance, balance frequency, purchases, one-off purchases, installment purchases, cash advance, purchase frequency, on-off purchases frequency, purchase installment frequency, cash advance frequency, and lastly the cash advance tax and purchase TRX, the credit limit which are there, payments done, minimum payments, and then you can see PCR full payments and the tenure which is there. So these are the things which are there, and this is the description of that given here also. Customer ID is nothing but the identification of the credit card holder, that who is the holder of that particular card. Balance is the balance amount left in the customer account to make the purchases. Balance frequency is how frequently the balance is updated, and that completely depends on the purchase history or the transaction history which is there. Purchases are the amount of purchases made from that particular account. We can say from that particular card. One-off purchases is maximum purchase amount done in one go. Installment purchases is amount of purchase done in installment. That means any particular product or thing that has been bought, but the amount has been paid in certain installments. Cash advance is cash in advance given by the user. Purchase frequency is how frequently the purchases has been made, and the score is between 0 and 1, where 1 is frequently purchased and 0 is not frequently purchased. Similarly, there is one-off purchases also, purchase installment frequencies also. So 1 basically denotes that it has frequent transactions, frequently the things have been purchased, and 0 determines that not so frequent purchases are there. Credit limit is a limit for the credit card user, that what is excess limit that he or she could spend in a particular month or in a set of months. So that credit limit is also there. Payments, amount payment done by the user, how many amounts of payment done by that particular user. And tenure, every credit card or any particular sort of card has a certain tenure of service year. After that, you have to either renew it or reissue a new card. So for that, we have another feature we can say, that is tenure. And the first 5 things which I have displayed you here also, you can see in the credit card DF, the data frame which I have shown. Here you can see that there are several NaN values also. Now while we are training a particular model, what sort of it is, we have to remove these particular not a number values also. So that we will also see. And we will see that in visualize and explore the data set. So firstly, what we are doing is, we have to see that if we have any missing data or not. So you can see here that there is some missing data also, but there are not so many numbers of missing data. So for that, here you can see we have plotted a heat map, SNS heat map. Now this is actually Seaborn heat map which is there, and it has several parameters also. Credit card DF is null for the null values. White label, that means we do not want to determine any labels which are there, so that we have made false. And C bar is equals to false. Now what is the C bar? C bar is actually a boolean parameter. It is optional. Why we have placed it there? Whether to draw a color bar or not. That if you want the color bar, if If you have put it at true, then the color bar will be displayed, otherwise not. CMAP equals to blues. Now CMAP is actually determining the colors which are there of the plot that has been plotted. So CMAP is actually matplotlib color map, name, or we can say any object, or it can have list of colors also. This is also optional, but we want to display that if there are any missing values or not. So the mapping from the data values to the color space. If not provided, then the default depend on whether the center is set or not. So I execute this particular cell. Here you can see that a plotting is done of where actually we can say the missing values are there. So it is actually rising here. You can see in the credit limit it is, and also in the minimum payments we can say there are several missing values. So next what we need to do, we need to remove these missing values. And while we're discussing about NumPy array and things, then if you might have noticed, then we saw that we remove the missing values with the help of mean values of the, we can say the summation average of the particular column, and we place that in the not a number in these particular fields. So what we will do here, in this minimum payment, we calculate the mean of this particular feature, or we can say this particular column, and then place that average value in this not a number position. So firstly, here you can see in the credit card DF is null, and we want to check the sum of those values, that what are the sum of values which are there. So here you can see in credit limit there is a null value, and also minimum payment there is certain null values. So now we want to replace this null values, and for that missing the elements with the mean of minimum payment which is there, and similarly with the credit limit. So what we have done, DF log credit card DF, if the minimum payments is null, where the situation is equals to true, then you have to replace it with the mean of the values. And similarly for the credit limit, where there are null values. So this is done. Now we need to find out the missing elements of the credit limit column and double check it that whether they have been filled or not, or is there any particular ID which is still having a missing value. So for checking that, here you can see we have for checking that we have duplicate entries or not. So that is 0. There are no duplicate entries. And next what we need to do, we need to drop the customer ID column. Why? Because it has several letters also, and that will make a further error when we will be executing about some plotting and other sorts of thing. So we are dropping that particular customer ID column, and we have to make sure that it has removed from the data frame. So earlier here you can see in the customer ID frame, these are the particular letter with the initials there of the customer ID, so we need to remove this. And in the size also we have seen that there are 18 columns, which denote that there are 18 features which are there. So now if I drop this particular column, so there will be 17 features. This is the thing we know. Now let us see how will we execute it. So here you can see that I have written credit card df.drop. Drop is used to drop a particular column. Now here is the name of that particular column which I want to drop, that is customer ID. Access equals to 1 and in place equals to true. Now what is this in place? If I do not mark this in place here equals to true, then in particular this session we can say this particular data frame, or we can say the CSV file, that particular column will be dropped, but not from the original file. So that will again give us an error only. So that's why we have done in place equals to true. And now what we have done, we have checked the length of the columns and then printed it. So we have seen that it was earlier 18. If I've dropped a particular column or feature, we can say, then this number tends to be 17. And here you can see that it is now 17. And when I print the columns which are there with the help of credit card df.column, so it is printing me the index, and now here you can see it starts from balance frequency. So you cannot see here now customer ID, because we have dropped that from this particular ccgeneral.csv file which is there, which we are operating on further. Next what we need to do, we need to displot combines the matplotlib histogram function with the cbond kdplot. So we are going to plot a displot of the combination of both. So here you can see that we have plot a figure, the figure size has been given, and for I in range of these particular columns which are there, the df.credit columns we are plotting for that, the subplot range we have given here, and then SNS displot is we have plotted. Now this plot is nothing but it is actually flexible for the matplotlib histogram with the cbond kdplot. So that's why we have given here the several parameters of both, here you can see, and then finally we have given the plot title of the columns which are there. So as I execute this particular cell, so here you can see that there are several plots which have been made of the balance frequency, purchases, one-off purchase, installment purchases, cash advance, purchase frequency. That means all the features which are there, all the columns which are there, according to that a disk plot has been plotted. Cash advance, purchase tracks, credit limit, payments according to that. minimum payments which are there, PCR full payments which are also there. So according to that, the plotting has been done. Here you can see of all the features which we have given. So for that we have plotted a dis plot. So by the end of this video, we have seen that about analyzing the data, analyzing the problems which are there, removing the NaN values which are there, and removing it, or we can say replacing it actually with the mean values of those particular columns. And then we have plotted the dis plot also of all the features which have been there. Here you can see that. In the next video, we will be seeing that with the help of elbow method, how can you identify the cluster and then implement the k-means.